Hello, this is Maureen Legas with today's Technology Tidbit in the 21 Days of 2014 series. Today we're going to talk about email. So we want to set up an email account just for business. If you have an email account that all your personal email comes to and your business email comes to, it might get a little bit crowded and a little bit confusing. Also, because our business emails are out there on the internet, you want to make sure that you are not putting your personal email at risk, that you don't have to make changes to your personal email. So set up a separate email when possible for business and one for leave the one for your personal as your personal email. Keller Williams gives us email with Google with Gmail, and you could set that up as your business email, and you could send those emails anywhere you want, but you could have those separated so that you can filter out what's important and what's not. We're going to talk about forwarding from your domain name. So if you have a URL, mine would be mlegas.com or floridagulfcoastgroup.com, how to use an email, Maureen at floridagulfcoastgroup.com or Maureen at mlegas.com, forwarding that domain name. And then how to forward to your team. So some of our systems only allow you to put one email in there. What if you work on a team and you want the team to get notifications when something comes in? We're going to talk about how to forward that one email to your team. We're going to talk about setting up your email folders so it's easy to find things, and then your eEdge webmail. All right, so that's going to be today. So again, just for business, try to set up a separate account for your business system to keep it separate. So let's talk about how to forward from your domain. I use GoDaddy as my domain provider, so I buy my domain names from GoDaddy. And when I come in and click on my account, I'm going to see this panel information, and here is the email. And I can launch the email to get to the forwarding. So with the domain names, I have email. So let's see what that looks like. So here in my email, I have some forwarded. Maureen at Florida Gulf Coast Group, and you can see it's a forwarding account. Maureen at mlegas, and then I have some other Maureen accounts. So I have these domain names like Florida Gulf Coast Group, and I set up forwarding. I have mlegas.com, and I set up forwarding. So let's look at that. So mlegas.com, I'm going to click on that. And it's going to show me that when anytime anyone types Maureen at mlegas.com as the email, so I can market this email, it's going to send it to my KW account. So I'm automatically going to forward to KW. I can separate addresses. I could forward to multiple addresses. So when we talked about sending an email to team members, you would come in and you could set up an email address like this one off of my domain. So my domain is mlegas.com, and I say, let's create something called Maureen at mlegas. You can create as many as you want of these forwarding addresses, and anytime someone types that, you say where you want that to go. And so that's how we would do it. So this is the admin panel on an eEdge account. This is a demo account. But now we just talked about being able to forward one email address to multiple people. So on your admin page on your account for eEdge, you have an external email, and that's where emails that come in through your eEdge system or notifications can be sent to your external email. So let's say you have 4 team members that you want to get the emails that come in. You can only put one external email. Well, you can put one of those emails that you created with your domain provider, and you can forward it within your domain provider to the 4 people, and you could put that name right here, like Maureen at mlegas, and I can forward that to as many people as I like. So that's how you can get around forwarding in your eEdge account to multiple emails. All right, so let's talk about setting up your email folders. So the last part of this, we'll talk about email folders. So I use Outlook, and in my Outlook account, I have different accounts set up, and then within the account, I have folders. So on this account, I have Inbox, and under Inbox, I have Keller Williams. Then I have an advertising section, buyer section, referrals, sellers, travel. And in each section, I have different subsections. So in the KW folder under advertising, I have a section where I get calls on signs, and I might have emails that I send out regarding the calls I've received on signs. I have a section for ALC, any ALC notes that are coming in or going out. And in your email, you can set up rules that say if an email comes in from this person or with these characteristics, automatically put it in one of these folders. And so I can do that from my phone as well. So let's say on my phone I find an email and I have to remember to do this later. I can forward the email and change the subject to do in the subject line, for example. And I can set up my Outlook to say anything that comes in with the words to do in my subject line, automatically put in the things to do folder. And so that's how you can organize your email so that you can get to the important things and ignore the things that are not so critical. So make sure that you set this up under buyers. I have active buyers that I'm working with, hot buyers that are getting ready to close, and inactive, meaning that they've already closed or no longer working with them at this time. Same thing for referrals and sellers. I have a renter section. So set up your inbox with rules so it separates the emails so you take less time playing in your email account and more time getting to the important things that you do. All right, so the last thing we're going to talk about is webmail. So we're back here in the eEdge account, and under email and reminders, there's your inbox, and then you have webmail. Now, what's the difference? The inbox is everything that comes in to or from people that are registered in the contact management system for your eEdge account. So eEdge, when it gets that email, recognizes the email address as a contact in your system and is able to associate that email with that contact. So you'll find that in your contact record. Webmail is mail that comes in from outside sources that are not in your database. So, for example, if somebody is on your website and sends you an email question that about a property, but they've not registered, they could be on your website and send a question without being a registered user, it'll come to the webmail. If you have your email set up to come in from Realtor.com or Trulia or Zillow, which, by the way, you can do that by adding a secondary email. So if you go to your Trulia Zillow account, your Realtor.com account, you add a secondary email, use your eEdge email that you find on your admin page, add that as a secondary email, and those systems will send this, by the way, to your email. So if someone registers on Trulia, has a question for you, it'll also send it to your eEdge email, and eEdge will know to put it in your lead source. So if someone comes in, it'll show up as a lead. Okay, so webmail here is from any email that comes in from someone that is not registered in your system. That could also be from your campaigns. When a campaign ends, it'll tell you and it'll show up in your webmail that the campaign ended. So make sure that part of your daily checking is not only checking the email that comes in on your dashboard, when you click your dashboard here, checking the emails that come in. Timed out there. Okay, so you want to go on your dashboard and check any messages and contacts that came in, but you also want to go to webmail, and that's going to open up your webmail, and you're going to make sure that there's not something important coming up here, and you can click to delete messages that come in here that you no longer need. But things come in to your webmail when there's nobody to associate it with on your eEdge account. All right, so that's it for email. Get your email organized. Tomorrow we're going to talk about getting your storage device or hard drive organized so you're ready to easily find your clients and information so we can move forward in 2015. Thank you.